Hey guys, DasBoSchitt here, and welcome back to Know Your Shit. This has been a long time coming. A lot of people have asked over time what the method of lip sync is for my videos. They've asked, how can I make my character's lip movements look good and sync up well without it taking up so much time? What's your secret, easy method? Well everyone, I have the answer to that. There isn't one. Lip sync, since the very beginning, has always been time-consuming and carefully synced in order to look good and accurate, and that applies to any form of animation, not just Gmod. Now I can already hear some of you saying, well, what about Source Filmmaker? You can use the Extract Phonemes tool and let the engine do the lip sync for you. Holy cow, my lip sync looks perfect! Yeah, sorry, not good enough. Not to mention, a machine is never going to give you a very expressive character either. This is animation. It's never been easy or quick to make it look good, and this particular tutorial may be a little much for newcomers to take in. So let's get a practice line ready. Let's use that last line that we used as an example. Holy cow, my lip sync looks perfect. Now let's take Ellis again and make him form his mouth around the words. If you need a little frame of reference on what the mouth should look like throughout the process, try looking into a mirror and acting out the words yourself as you work. I'm going to now time-lapse the process of animating this lip sync so you get a good idea of how it's done, at least in terms of how I do it in Gary's mod. Now as you can see, I chose to do the lip sync in a pretty simplistic way, very similar to how you'd see lip sync done in Family Guy or the Elliot Goes to School series by the late Kitty0706. This sort of style doesn't use any extra frames in between each enunciation, given its jerky, cartoony feel. This method is not only quicker to do, but it's also the easiest to sync, especially for fast-talking characters. More advanced animators will shy away from this method, however, and choose to add some extra frames in between enunciation, giving lip sync a more natural look to it. It looks great, but obviously this method takes more time, and if you're looking to do 3D animation like in Source Filmmaker, simply tweening one enunciation to the next isn't going to look very natural at all. You need to add a subtle sense of weight to the lip sync. You'll probably want to try easing each enunciation in and out of each other rather than just going straight lines, and then tweak it from there. Now, with that out of the way, I've dropped all the screenshots into Vegas here. Before we begin, I wanted to give Vegas users a little tip here before we start working with lip sync or anything that involves stop motion. If you drop a still image into the timeline, it'll cover a number of full seconds by default. Rather than squishing down every single frame down to 1 or 2 frames a second manually, we're going to do something a little easier. Go to the Options menu and go to Preferences. Now find the Editing tab and find the section New Still Image Length. Now if you're working with 30 frames per second as set by your project properties beforehand, setting the time to 0.050 will cause every dropped-in still frame to automatically be set to 1 frame per second. With that in mind, we can now click the starting clip in the sequence, hold Shift, and then click the last clip in the sequence. This will highlight all the clips in between, and now, by clicking and dragging the starting clip, you can drag them all right down into the timeline all at once. Clearly this is a major time saver, and you can get right to work on syncing the mouth movements with the audio clip. Simply put, this process is very trial and error. With practice, muscle memory will help you make the process a bit faster, but for the most part, you're going to be playing the clip over and over again and adjusting accordingly until it looks satisfactory to you.
Holy cow, my lip sync looks perfect!
And that concludes this episode of Know Your Shit. I know this one probably wasn't the easiest to take in, as there's really no simple and quick solution to making lip sync look good. Still, like all animation, practice and persistence is the only way to make it happen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.